I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since.
Before we get into today's video, I just want to let you guys know that this video is for educational purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all have been having a wonderful week. Hope everybody is feeling good. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about a very highly requested case, something that has been ongoing very much in the media here recently. And I've been watching it, and just when I think we're going to get answers for something and then we can put it together in a video, it flips and it goes the other way. And I have compiled as much information as I can with the information that is already out there right now to put it together in story form for y'all and break it down, especially if you're wanting to know what all's going on. Before we get into the video though, I did want to let you guys know, if you don't already know, hi, my name is Christina. I do have a second channel, which is Casually Christina. We just do things way more casually over there. I also have a Patreon. My Patreon's for 18 and up, and over there we just talk about more personal stuff. We go live over there. There's a $2 tier over there where there is more content that does not go on this YouTube channel. It goes over on my Patreon. So if you're interested in checking out some more content, just make sure you read the full about section and what each tier offers before you join. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Like to Know It. And Like to Know It is a platform where you can find links to a lot of things that I use that y'all ask about and that I love. Everything from this top is linked over there. These earrings, I say that all the time. I wear these earrings all the time. I love these earrings. They're so easy. They just pop and snap in. Makeup, skincare, workout gear, clothing items, all kind of stuff that I want to link over there or that y'all ask about, I do. And all of those platforms are linked down in the description box if you would like to come and check me out. Before we go any further, I did want to stop and thank today's sponsor, Upside. Fall is finally here. However, with it comes the back to school rush, the early morning drop-offs, the after school activities. You got football, gymnastics, soccer, all kinds of stuff coming up, and definitely those last minute supply runs. And let's not forget the extra trips to the grocery stores to grab coffee and definitely to get gas as the days get busier. And all of that adds up pretty quickly. The free Upside app gets you cash back on daily essentials like gas, groceries, and eating out. There are over 100,000 gas stations and grocery stores and restaurants on the Upside app, ensuring that cash back is always just around the corner. And yes, it is cash back. No confusing rewards, no confusing points, credits, just actual money that you can transfer straight to your bank account. It is so easy that all you have to do is claim an offer for whatever you're buying on the Upside app, pay as usual with a credit card or a debit card, follow the steps in the app, and boom, you get paid. Top earners are making as much as $300 a month by just doing normal things that we do every day and using the Upside app. And we all know my favorite way to use the Upside app is at the gas station. Literally every time I go to the gas station, I use the Upside app. My husband uses the Upside app, and we get cash back for doing what we're already gonna do. I've got to get gas in my car. I might as well take 5 seconds and press my Upside app buttons, and then boom, I earn cash back. And this is how much I have in my account right now, ready to be cashed out. To find out how much you could earn, just click the link down in the description box to download Upside and use my code Christina Randall to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Or you can just scan this QR code right here to claim this offer. Yes, all you gotta do is click the link down in the description box, use my code, and you can save today. Thanks again, Upside. Okay, so with all of the cases that we have been talking about lately and all of the split opinions that there have been recently, today I want to talk about a case where it seems like everyone is only invested in finding and getting justice for the victim. Seems like pretty much everybody out there is on the same page in this situation, which is rare. but interesting. I mean, it is truly amazing what a community can do when we all come together with the same goal in mind. Today's case is a sad one, so I thought that it was very important to point out what complete strangers are capable of when they all work together. Local community members, online sleuths, and even the media have all come together on this case. Did need to remind y'all that I'm not a professional. I pull all of my information from very public news sources that is already out there, filter it through my own words and opinions. Please go do your own research, form your own opinions. And with that being said, let's talk about Emmanuel Haro. Emmanuel Haro is the 7-month-old son to 41-year-old Rebecca Haro and 32-year-old Jack Haro. Jack and Rebecca also have a 2-year-old together, and Rebecca also reportedly has a teenage son from a previous relationship. Together, they lived in the unincorporated desert community of Cabazon in Riverside County, California. Now, Cabazon is about 30 miles west of Palm Springs and about 90 miles east of Los Angeles. Cabazon is described as a somewhat like secluded area. It has a population of less than 3,000 people, and it's home to the Cabazon dinosaurs, which are these like 2 concrete sculptures that are visible from Interstate 10. They were originally built way back in the 1960s, and they are featured in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Cabazon also has a really nice shopping mall and a casino and a resort and spa. It's actually one of the largest resort casinos in the area, and they also have skate parks, basketball courts, baseball fields, playgrounds, and lots of walking paths, which, although it's unincorporated, they have quite a bit to do for such a small community of locals. But neighbors close to the Haro family have really tried to make the point that this area is still a very secluded area where a lot of things could just go unnoticed. With that being said, let's talk about what happened to Emmanuel. On August 14th of this year, 2025, Rebecca called 911 to report that her son Emmanuel had been taken after she was attacked in the parking lot of a Big 5 sporting goods store in Yucaipa. When officers arrived, Rebecca told them that she had taken Emmanuel out of the car seat to change his diaper when all of a sudden someone behind her said "Hola" and attacked her. She said that she could not turn around and she did not remember anything else. And she said that when she got up from the floor, she did not see Emmanuel, and she believed that the person that had jumped on her must have taken him. Here's some of the clips from Rebecca and Jake speaking with the media about what happened.
What is the smell for my baby? So I wanted to change it before I walked into the store. I took him out of the car seat and I laid him on the chair, and I had his diapers right here, and then someone said "Hola," and I couldn't even turn, and that was just, I don't remember nothing. I got up off the floor and I didn't see my child. Someone took him from me.
Lazy eye was the only thing that's distinctive about him, that he has no birthmarks.
Light skin.
Beautiful, healthy baby boy, 7-month-old baby boy.
I was asking you to help us find our son. He was abducted last night from Big 5. Somebody struck my wife while she was trying to change his diaper. And we just ask if anybody knows anything to please contact Yucaipa Police Department.
Don't hesitate, just call.
His name's Emmanuel. He's 7 months. He's 7 months old. Just ask you guys if you could help us, you know?
Please.
This is what he looks like. He's just a baby. Just give our son back, please.
He was wearing a black onesie with a Nike swoosh on him. If you know anything, please come forward. Please. Please bring us back our son. Safe. I was gonna get the diaper and somebody said "Hola," and I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor and I didn't see Emmanuel.
Now, small community, pretty tight knit, word got out quickly, and the entire community was invested in finding Emmanuel, which was absolutely amazing. I mean, they gathered in the parking lot. Rebecca said that he was taken from with all kind of candles. They prayed together for his safe return. Officers in their canine units from the San Bernardino and Riverside counties began an extensive search, but Emmanuel was nowhere to be found. In the meanwhile, Rebecca and Jake were interviewed by law enforcement as part of the investigation. Absolutely protocol, as we all know. Afterwards, the sheriff's office announced that they were not ruling out any kind of foul play because during Rebecca's interview, when the investigators confronted Rebecca with some of her inconsistencies in her initial story, Rebecca allegedly declined to continue the interview. So she's like, hold up, I don't want to talk about this anymore, which was obviously suspicious to the investigators. Now, at this point, investigators decided that it was time to go and pay a visit to the Haro family home. They said because of the ongoing investigation, Rebecca and Jake's 2-year-old was taken into CPS's custody. Then, this is when they started digging into the couple's past. You got this couple, Rebecca, with her much younger husband, who have this story. She's saying that this person in this small community, mind you, again, 3,000 people total, doesn't mean people aren't in and out for the casinos, but nevertheless, came up behind her and said, hola, and did this. They start digging into the past, and they find Jake's previous criminal history. Now, I can just imagine the red flag that went up. I mean, back in 2018, Jake was actually charged with cruelty to a little one. And in 2024, he was convicted of being a felon in possession of a. Now, according to an arrest warrant that was filed for Jake in 2018 for this case, it involved his 10-week-old daughter from a previous relationship. She presented to the hospital with serious injuries, and at the time, Jake claimed that he accidentally dropped her in the sink while giving her a bath. However, when the doctors checked her out, they said there is no way that these injuries came from somebody just dropping her in the sink. I mean, she was so messed up at 10 weeks, you guys. She had a brain hemorrhage, multiple rib fractures, cervical spine injury, retinal hemorrhage, and she had at least 2 seizures. The doctors said that these injuries were absolutely not consistent, again, with being dropped in the sink, and they said that they were more consistent with a person doing this and nutritional neglect. And according to certain documents out there, she still has permanent disabilities from that incident still to this day. So in 2023, Jake ended up taking a plea deal in this case, and he pled guilty to 1 count of willful child neglect and ended up being sentenced to just 180 days of a work release program and 48 months on probation. Can you imagine? Yeah. Then a year later, he ended up violating his probation when he was charged with that felony possession of that thing that we were just talking about. Now, this case was supposed to go to trial later this year, 2025. On August 20th, law enforcement announced that they had seized a car that belonged to Jake as part of their investigation. They also said that they had been receiving reports that Emmanuel had been spotted in Kern County, but they had not yet found him. They also said that Jake had retained an attorney at this point, but they said that if Jake and Rebecca chose to work with them, that they would welcome their cooperation as they continued their efforts to try to find Emmanuel. Just 2 days later, both Jake and Rebecca ended up being arrested on suspicion of. In a statement from the sheriff's office, they said, during the investigation thus far, numerous interviews have been conducted. Search warrants have been served, digital and electronic evidence has been collected and closely analyzed, and based on the evidence, investigators determined in Yucaipa did not occur. It is believed that Emmanuel is no longer with us, and the search to recover his remains is still ongoing. The post on X included this clip of Jake and Rebecca actually being taken into custody. The family's attorney ended up putting out a statement saying, innocent until proven guilty. We'll figure it out once this case starts moving forward. Then on August 24th, investigators were seen conducting a search for what is believed to be Emmanuel's remains just off of the 60 freeway. There were all kind of search and rescue crews and cadaver dogs, and Jake was also seen there with them wearing an orange jumpsuit. I don't know about y'all in y'all's states and how they handle investigations, but the police don't usually just go and get somebody out of the jail and bring them out to a field if they're not saying something. They don't just go, hey, you want to come walk around in this random field with us because you got nothing better to do while you're sitting in jail? No. In my unprofessional opinion, he said something to them. However, Emmanuel was not found that day. 2 days later, Jake and Rebecca were officially charged with and making a false police report to law enforcement officers. They were supposed to be arraigned that same day, but the hearing ended up being continued to September 4th. Now, after that, reports started to come out that Jake may have actually confessed to ending Emmanuel's life and putting him in a trash can in their home. It is said that Jake gave this confession to an undercover informant known as Perkins' informant. Jake allegedly told this informant that he accidentally rolled over onto Emmanuel in bed. He said that he ended up burying Emmanuel. Now, this, just to be clear, this informant was allegedly in the jail. And when I first heard about this, I said, no way. No way this dude got immediately in jail and made buddy-buddy with another inmate and started spilling the beans to him. But then when I found out that this was allegedly an undercover, I believe, officer, not just an informant, or maybe the wording said in one article undercover, the other one said informant. So I was a little confused of like, is this an actual officer? Nevertheless, allegedly that's what he told an informant of some sort while he was locked up with him. Now again, there's rumors that it's not quite clear if this is true or not, because after these reports came out, the district attorney held a press conference and said this.
We're hearing some reports of a confession made in jail regarding Jake Haro. Obviously, you're limited in what you can say, but is there any validity to some of those rumors? And what have you heard from Rebecca in jail?
I can tell you that that's not true. It's there's no confession made in jail.
Can you tell us more about the search on Sunday? What led to that field and why that area?
Well, I think Sheriff Dyke has already explained that. He answered that question by saying there's been a level of cooperation with the defendants, so that's why they went to that area. But beyond that, that's all I can say. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I think the obvious question is, what happened then? I mean, we did hear those reports. My coworker just asked about the jail confession. Their authorities used a fake inmate to get information, and the father confessed that
Well, see, that's not true. So I don't know where you. Well, no. See, this is what happens when you've got all these folks out there online and these keyboard warriors. You get a lot of misinformation, and what you just said is not true. It's misinformation. So that's what I'll tell you did not happen.
Okay, but you can't say what. There's no information as to.
I can't talk about the facts of the case. Well, no, I'm giving you information about baby Emmanuel. I'm giving you information about the cases and the investigation, but what you just said did not happen. So, that's not, I can't be responsible for when you guys get it wrong.
Either way, Brian Enton, who was the one who originally reported on the Perkins informant, has said that he stands by his reporting and sources. In the same press conference, the DA also said that he believed that Emmanuel was the victim of long-term mistreatment.
We believe that Emmanuel was severely abused over a period of time, and that's the reason for the filing, the way it was, is that he was abused over a period of time. Both parents would have been aware of that abuse.
Then the DA also talked about Jake's previous case.
And said on the record, we object. We think it's a prison case. You should send him to prison. And the judge decided, as is the judge's right to do in that case, he decided that Mr. Haro deserved an extra break and gave him probation and basically 180 days of work release, which ends up being like community service. I will say that it was an outrageous error in judgment by this judge. And I don't have any problem saying that. I'm not attacking the judge personally. That decision was absolutely outrageous. Mr. Haro should have been in prison at the time that this crime happened. And if that judge had done his job as he should have done, Emmanuel would be alive today. And that's a shame, and it's an outrage. And I hate to say that, but when our criminal justice system breaks down, I'm going to just call it like it is and tell you it broke down. It's not how it's supposed to work. The judge had obviously meant well. At the end of their sentence, he told Jake, I'm giving you a big break today. Don't mess it up.
The DA also went on to say that they had a pretty strong indication where Emmanuel may be found.
Yes, we have a pretty strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are. So that investigation is ongoing at this time.
Then Jake did a 45-minute interview from jail, and in it, he said that his lawyer told him not to, but Jake said that he felt that he needed to talk about Emmanuel anyways. In the interview, Jake said that it was not true at all that Emmanuel had been mistreated for a long time, and he also briefly talked about his 2018 charge for his daughter. He stuck with the original story that we talked about earlier about the sink, and he said that it was on the divider while he was bathing her. Jake said that he also took a plea deal and he pled guilty because he did not have the money to go to trial. Jake also talked about his wife, Rebecca, and he said that she was completely innocent when it came to what happened with Emmanuel, and that he'd hoped that enough money could be raised for her to get bailed out of jail. Jake was also asked what he would say to Emmanuel if he could talk to him right now, and Jake said that he would say, "I love you, buddy." Jake declined to discuss what role, if any, he played in Emmanuel's disappearance, and as of now, Emmanuel still has not been found. So Jake and Rebecca went to court on the 4th of this month, September 4th of 2025, and it looks like Rebecca got a lawyer. Just so happens to be the same lawyer that represented the Turpin parents. If you guys remember that story, I have it here on my channel. You can go and watch it. They're the ones that kept their 13 children basically in the house. We'll just say that. You'll have to go and watch that video. So it's very interesting that that's the attorney that she obtained, but nevertheless, they both entered a plea of not guilty, and I guess we will see what happens from here. So as of now, and obviously more information has not come out, I have a few thoughts. The first one is, if he did tell an informant the rolling over story, it could be a lie. It could have really happened. Unfortunately, I have heard of that happening to multiple people, honestly. Years ago, people that used to take medications, we'll just say, that made them sleep very hard and co-sleeping, and horrifying to go to sleep with your little one and find out that it's happened. And it's happened in accidents without people taking medication. So I know that does happen. But it also could have been him testing the waters for a story. The history with this guy is very interesting. And as much as I have my own suspicions, they say if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. It's really a good chance that it may be a duck. I mean, I guess every now and then a goose will start quacking and it's not quite a duck. And so, but I don't want to make any harsh opinions yet, because there's always that what if they're not actually involved. I know this woman, Rebecca, she better tell the truth. She better tell the truth. The only way I could think that she would be lying and covering up for this guy, and this is my unprofessional opinion, is if they were on substances, they were doing illegal stuff, she was maybe controlled by him, and she's got ties into things she shouldn't have been doing, and maybe she helped cover up something, and so she's tied into not telling the police now that she's been separated from him. That would be the only reason why, why is she not telling exactly what happened? I hope that Emmanuel is found by some miracle safe and healthy. The only silver lining that I can see right now, other than just hope, is the community. So many people from this small community have come out to stand in the gap, I guess. Would be the words for it, for Emmanuel. I mean, there were people literally outside the courthouse for him. People saying like, why didn't you just ask for help? Or if there was something going on. And just what a beautiful love and support from the community that are all fighting for and standing behind and willing to offer up their money and their time to look for Emmanuel. And I hope that they find him. And if somebody did something nefarious to him, I hope that they feel the full force of the justice system and never are able to do this to anybody else again. Let me know what you think down below. Other than that, I love you guys so much. I am going to be following this case. Let me know what you think, and I'll see y'all in the next video.